Hey y'all, what's up? It's Champagne and V, ready to rock out every Thursday night on Pharcyde TV. We are so looking forward to being part of the fam. Shout out to Pharcyde TV for hosting Champagne and Conversations. You guys got to check it out. What's up, Dupre? Kelly,
What
how are you?
I'm upset, man. I didn't
What
know that your
happened?
intro was gonna be that dope. I needed my champagne glass. I needed my
Oh my
champagne
gosh,
glass.
thank you. Oh, well, you'll have to come back then, and then we'll do it when you're
Yeah,
not
'cause
working.
I gotta have a champagne glass. Open up with the champagne glass.
Yes. Listen, now that you say that, you tell your mother I need to come hang out with her because I noticed
Oh
that she
man!
had the dope dinner meeting with you all. She had her
All
martini.
right,
You had your smoked, was that
it's my
bourbon?
smoky cocktail, my smoky bourbon cocktail.
I was so jealous. Actually, I was like, oh my gosh, the mom is fly. Yes. So
Yeah,
tell her,
mom's is
cheers
crazy.
to her. Yes, I'm gonna come hang out with her because she had it. But yes, next time you'll have your champagne, okay?
Right, I appreciate that. How you doing over there? You good?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm just running around. It's a war right now,
Uh-oh, a
and,
war.
and that's right. Anytime it's campaign time, it's a war.
Hence the
You know,
fatigue that you have on right now.
yeah, it's war. It's war. I got on my fatigue hoodie today. That means
I
we was in
see.
the streets. We were banging out at the war table. I'm in my war room now. So
Nice, nice.
it's everything's going down over here.
And we have until May 22nd for all of those that are in New Jersey in your
May
ward.
10th,
Oh, 10th. Okay. All right. So stand
2022. May
corrected.
10th.
Okay, May 10th. And that is election day. So we are
Yes.
gearing up for that. Yes. So any major kind of fundraisers and such have you been planning? What's been going on?
Yeah, shout out to Dame Dash, man, who is
She is
really
big.
looking out for the homie, and coming through, my hip hop brother, but not just my hip hop brother, my brother. We've been
Right.
knowing each other, and he's been a stand-up dude for so long. We have a big fundraiser with OSG and the commission,
Okay.
and Fox Soul. So it's gonna be probably like a Zoom telethon with Dame Dash Studios, Fox Soul TV.
Oh, that's
It's a
dope.
beautiful
When
thing,
is
man.
that?
And then we're actually setting it up now, so I'll have a date. It's probably going to be. We have 3 dates in mind, but that's
Okay.
2 of them are at the end of the month, and one is the first week of February. So from now to the first week of February, one of those dates, I'll get back to you and let you know. But we'll be posting
Yes.
about it and everything.
Yes.
And
And it's virtual
it's
fundraiser.
a virtual
Okay.
fundraiser, and
Yes.
then on February 8th, we have a fundraiser in Newark, New Jersey,
Nice.
at Solar Mar, a restaurant in the Ironbound section of Newark, New Jersey. It's going to be amazing. Just some committed friends and people who back me. And I'm learning a lot about this fundraising stuff because, you know, I don't really like to ask anybody for money. But when you're in the politics game, that's the way you have to do it. And then March 8th, we'll be at a friend of mine's restaurant, bar and grill called The Park in Harrison, New Jersey. And we'll have another fundraiser there. And then we have another fundraiser. It's just like 6 friends coming together at a dinner. And they all maxing out. And the max out is $2,600.
It depends on who those 6 friends are. You might be
Yeah. So we're looking,
know the game.
We're looking very, very well. And I'm excited, right? That's a testament to how people believe in me. And it's politics, right? You know, if you spend your money on something, it's an investment in something. You know, it's an investment in your city. It's an investment in your ward. And it also goes with the plan of Mayor Raj J. Baraka of continuing to move this city forward. And I'm honored that he put me on his team and believed in me to be able to represent the ward that I grew up in, the ward that Redman grew up in, the ward that Rod Digger grew up in, and so many other great people, Queen Latifah, Ella Sensei from the Artifacts. You know, it's a lot of prestige that comes out of this ward, and having the ability to be able to possibly lead the city, lead this ward. It's just an amazing thing to have, you know, in your will chest.
Yes, and you're building legacy. Congratulations on that. That should feel amazing. Yes, and it's so great to see a familiar face.
True.
I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
I said that's what's important to me right now. It's legacy. You know, everything that I do on my journey of late, it's always that legacy. You know.
Absolutely. And so you named so many of your hip hop comrades, constituents, confidants, as we like to refer to them if they're going to rock with you and have been rocking with you. So just that, I think that's amazing that the familiar face has now come back to the block and is representing the hood and saying, listen, things matter. I saw that you were posting on your page some updated information to help, you know, people that have been out of work and need assistance and such. And that's what it's about. You know, just moving things forward and being able to, you know, stay in the position where people can see a change. So
I mean, information changes situations, as my ED from 211 always says, Pop. Information changes situation, and that's a real statement. You know, if you have the information, now it's on you to what you're going to do with that information. You know, and a movement is not a movement if it's not moving forward. So,
no doubt, a movement is not a movement if it's not
moving.
Oh, I love
especially if it's not moving forward, it's definitely not a movement.
Absolutely. So just a moment, I want to go take a dive back into history. You spoke about on one of the clips that I did post, because I thought it was so very inspirational, that you and your peer, as we know him to be Redman, had talked about. Oh,
I'm
no,
sorry.
had talked about growing up.
The building we're trying to get in. Okay, I'm sorry. Just one second.
You're fine. Go ahead. This is what it's about. We're getting live.
I got another meeting on this. All right, and I left my key at the other building, so she's not leaving, right? No, she ain't leaving. All right, cool. So shut down, right? I don't have my key. It's at the other building. I left the key to lock up. Oh, that's right. Okay, I'm tripping. All right, I apologize.
No, ladies and gentlemen, we have Dupre Kelly. As we know him to be DoItAll, from the legendary group Lords of the Underground, and he is on his hip hop. Well, we're speaking of the hip hop part now, but he's actually on his political journey and in the moment. He's definitely living in the moment, and I'm excited to just watch it all go on. He has some of his charts behind him to see how it's faring, so you can see that. And then he mentioned, of course, some fundraisers that we will continue to post and support for those that are in the New Jersey area. I actually used to live in New Jersey, in Westfield, New Jersey.
Oh, nice. I didn't live too far from there. I had a house. Well, I didn't live. My mother bought a house in Linden out that way.
Okay.
So it wasn't too far from Westfield. Yeah.
Yeah, it was several years ago, but yeah. It was good for a moment. And I was like, no, the North isn't nice to me. I'm going back to the South.
Now look, now you guys are getting all the snow.
Absolutely. We're getting it as we speak. I'm looking at it. It's crazy. Before, it used to stay light long, and now it's getting dark. And then you're looking out and you see snow and ice. It's just no fun. So we're in. But yes, so I was just asking you to just give us a little bit of a story, a backstory about you guys building and planning as you were growing up as teenagers. Just not just preparing for hip hop, but you were planning your life story, I guess. And you stated that you all were envisioned to have this political position. So what was that about?
Oh, you're talking about myself and Redman's conversations.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So people don't realize, or maybe they do, some people, that words are very powerful, and how you use them is important too, because the same way that you can add to your life, you can also take away from your life. Mm-hmm. Words are spelling words, and I believe that they are those in the sense of that word. They're spells, and when you mix the right sentence together, when you mix the right thoughts with those words, and you say them a certain way, and you keep repeating them, and it allows you to cast a spell over yourself. Wow. It allows you to, that's why we call them spelling words. And it's just my belief,
I mean, but what a perspective. Okay, I hadn't heard that. I like that. Okay, spelling words.
Yeah, you cast a spell. When you it's like mixing a spell together. When you mix a spell together, you're mixing the sentences, you're mixing paragraphs and words, and you're casting that onto your life, and if you keep repeating them, it becomes part of your actions. And then when it becomes part of your actions, it just becomes part of your reality, whether you know it or not. We all have destinations in life, and sometimes we don't understand how rocky the roads are, amongst the journey. We don't know that there's cliffs and inclines in certain places. And, when you get on that highway to success, that vehicle has headlights, and it only sees 200 feet in front of you. But that's when you're not moving. As you start to move, it sees another 200 feet. You move a little more, it sees another 200 feet. So you start to see on ramps and off ramps and things off in the distance that you didn't see when you were standing still. Right. So those words are the gasoline to your vehicle. Those ideas, those ideologies, they become action, whether you know it or not. They're spelling words. They cast that spell, whether you want it to or not. So myself and Redman, we would sit on my porch as a young children, from 10 years old to 13 years old, 14 years old. And we would talk. We would talk about becoming very popular musicians, very popular rappers. After some of our rappers like Slick, our favorite rappers like Slick Rick, LL Cool J, Run DMC, Rakim, we would say that we were going to be just as famous as them, and that we were going to be on television and be on the radio. But then after that, in the same conversation, we would say, once that happened, we want to come back to our community, and we want to build youth programs and nonprofits and community centers and help the community. So it's crazy how we really did that. Or is it crazy?
Really are doing that. Yes.
Yes. And that's the evidence of the faith that we had, and the intention, the intent, and those are the spells that we cast on ourselves. So if you say, I'm never going to win, or I'm never going to do this, or this is too much, this is just too much money, I'm never going to have the money, then it's going to always be too much money, and you're never going to have it, because you're putting those words out into existence. But if you say, this is just a stumbling block that I'm going to leap, that I'm going to jump over, and I'm going to one day look back at this and laugh, I'm going to be so successful. Speak at it from a different perspective, and instead of speaking at it downwardly, don't speak down on it. And then you just might, along with your action and your ideas, jump those obstacles. And we spoke all of that into existence, and we are living that now.
You are living that now. Yes. Mm-hmm. From legend to legendary,
Legendary. I love it. Yes.
Yeah.
And so just one quick, we're going to go off road for just a moment, but as you were speaking so well, as it relates or painting a picture, let's say you were creating the art of what is going on in your life right now. How do you relate that to the lyrics, the bars that you put in your music? Do you find that there's a correlation between the lyrics and bars for music as it is for a speech that you have to speak now when you're doing politics?
You know, I think it's a little different, but they're somewhat similar. You know, when you're creating the music, hip hop is always created from a truthful place. When I was coming up, like you hip hop was, you talked about the culture. You talked about the culture through all of its what's the word I'm looking for? All of its elements.
Okay.
All of its elements. So,
okay.
You know, you talked about hip hop, you narrated the culture of hip hop through all of its elements, whether it was DJing, whether it was graffiti, whether at one point beatboxing, the other point dancing and break dancing, and now art and fashion and dress or drip, as we like to call it now.
Right.
You talked about the culture, what we wore, what we listened to, what we ate. That is hip hop. So you're supposed to, I learned that you really speak truth. I'm not saying you can't exaggerate, but most of it was truth. You know, you spoke from a truthful place. You know, now a lot of times people learn that when you talk about something interesting, it garners attention. So they started to make lies up when they created the music, but that's not the space that it came from. So it just falls into instead of just being that culture that we talked about, it became more of an entertainment, you know.
Yes.
You know, and that's cool. So when you talk about the bars, a lot of times it's entertainment. Unless you're dealing with certain specific artists, then it's real life. I just created an album called Brenda's Son, and it's probably my most personal album I've ever done. It's narrated by my mother, and probably 100% of everything that I say on there actually happened. I actually live, touch, taste, or in some capacity, it's a true story. You know, every bar. But then again, it's still entertainment, right? Because you're letting people into your personal life in an entertaining way. Politics is not that. You know, politics is, you have to find a rhythm in your speeches still, just like bars, you have to find your flow, you know, but you're dealing with real issues.
Right.
You're dealing with real people's lives. You're dealing with real policy. You're dealing with real legislation. And you're trying to let them know that you understand with what you're dealing with and what the residents and the people are dealing with.
Sure.
You know, so it's a little different because you have to be factual. You know, you can be a little funny and at times,
rally them up and sometimes.
Yeah, but you're definitely being, you know, 100, or you should be.
Yes. Yeah, authentic or sincere in what you're saying and what you're sharing. Yes. So how has that been going? Your campaign, how long have you been campaigning, and what are your mission statements? What are you actually campaigning on?
Well, I've been campaigning since June in the West Ward of Newark, New Jersey. Like I said, the area that I grew up in and was born and raised in. And I am campaigning for councilman at large on Team Baraka as one of the council on his team. And my mission is just revitalization of our neighborhoods, you know, revitalization of our corridors. But first, we have to revitalize the mindset of the people, because you can put brick and mortar there all day. But if you have no programming, if you have no new direction mentally for the people, then all they're going to do is tear that up as well. You know,
economic development.
Yes, economic development is important, but the development of the minds through programs and the people, you have to build trust in them again and understand that make them feel like it's not cool to open a wrapper of something and then throw it on the ground. They have to be part of the new revitalization. I don't care who we put into that seat. You know, what politician or what person that you elect, if you do not include the residents, the business owners, the seniors, the youth, the educators, and the politicians, then it's not going to work. Together we have to do it, and together we can do it. So if we do not do it together, then it's going to be the same old thing that's happening in our community. And what I'm bringing to the table is you have a homegrown guy. You have a person who has traveled those corridors. You have a person that's been doing the work before I ever asked for an elected official seat, So you have somebody that you can trust because you've seen them doing the work. You've seen me out there. You know that I show up when you call, I show up. Now I'm just asking for the residents to show up. I need to do this with them because this is their ideas, not just my ideas. I'm not trying to come to the table as the smartest person at the table.
Right.
I'm not trying to come in the room to be the smartest person in the room. I need my seniors. I need my youth. I need the residents. I need the homeowners. I need the educators. And I need all of us to lock in, to come up with some great ideas and continue to push this city forward, and especially the West Ward.
Wow. Yes. Well, you all just got another political statement. You got a campaign message for all of you all that are in the New Jersey area and specifically in your ward. Please go out, vote, support. Obviously, we've stated that there will be some fundraisers that you can participate in. If in fact you're not in New Jersey, that we can support from a distance.
You can always text to donate too, V.
Okay. All right. And we'll put that up as well so that we can have that information. I should have asked you for that when we started so I could say it while we were talking. But yes, just to donate, to support, because I think it's amazing. In the levels that you climb as you want to be successful, getting into position such as yourself allows for changes to happen. You don't have to sit and just ask and ask and ask. Now you can be part of that change. And I think that that's important in the steps that we're making as grown people, right? To be able to say, this is what we're going to leave as legacy for our people, for our kids, for those that are looking to do what we do and are, interested in the fact that, hey, they look like we do, so they can do what we do. So that they can understand that part. So I think that's super dope. So now what do you have coming up? I know that you just mentioned your new project, and how much time do you have to support your music as you are doing your campaign?
Man, I don't have a lot of time.
I know. I was like, what is that? What are you doing?
I did this project a few years ago, and then COVID stopped me from putting it out the way that I wanted to put it out. And then I just prayed on it and said, I made the music. Now I have to trust the process, whether that's a new process. I have to trust the art, and I have to trust the people who already support me. So I just catered to them and put the music out and hope that they repost and share on Spotify and Apple Music and Google Play and YouTube and all of those things. And I think that the work speaks for itself. Like I said, I never made any project like this before that was so personal. And I got a call from some people who are helping me distribute it and said that they're talking about Grammy consideration already.
Oh, nice. And it's called Brenda's Son. How many tracks do you have on the project?
It's 27 tracks, but it's only 53 minutes. It's only 53 minutes. So it's narrated by my mom. So my mother, when she gave birth to me, she was a singer. She was in a group. She was 19 years old, and she gave up being in the group because she was pregnant. So she never made a record. So I feel like this is the opportunity that I immortalize my mom's on a piece of art with me. So that's a beautiful thing for me.
Super amazing. Congratulations. And her name is Brenda?
Brenda.
Oh, and she's already fly, so she got it.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Brenda. Mom.
She already asked me, did we get any royalties yet off of that?
Oh, and when did you release it?
It released on my birthday, January 14th.
Happy belated. That's what I had started with saying. And then you were talking about the champagne. So yes, happy belated birthday. I did tell you on your page, but yes, happy belated. And we'll have to make sure we get you some bubbly for your birthday. But yes, so it released on your birthday. I'm sorry. And how did it go?
Oh, it was amazing. I just campaigned all day. And it was cool. It was amazing. The release was amazing. Just amazing support. Rock the Bells, LL Cool J, Mr. C, and everybody just calling me saying that they want to support. I even got Shaq even DM me and, you know, hollered at me. Everybody was reaching out, and it just really felt good. Everybody saying that they haven't heard me like that before, and they really respected it. So, you know, when you put out a piece of art, it's almost, you know, you got to live and let go, right? You do it, you create it, then you let it go, you let it fly.
And watch it.
That's
watch
right.
it grow. Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's one of those things, and I'm truly excited that, you know, it's a stress reliever for me to create music, and I'm never going to stop being hip hop. And I want all of the political people who are scared of rappers, you know, they might, you know, opponents might try to use that against me and say, oh, he's a rapper. Mm-hmm. But yes, all I do is embrace it and say, yes, I am a rapper, but I'm also a rapper who has done this in the community, who has done that in the community. You know, I'm an educated rapper. You know, I went to Shaw University, pledged Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. You know, so I've done a lot of different things. So what I like to tell our seniors and the people who have a problem with rappers is that I'm what rap and hip hop looks like grown up.
And why do you have a problem with it? I just, you know.
I mean, I don't have a problem. I think that some of the seniors are scared of it because anytime you don't understand something, our natural human instinct is to push away or to pause or just wait or hesitate. And I believe that's what it is. And then people will change the narrative if you don't control it. They will change the narrative and they would use your hesitation and make you believe that you're hesitating because it's something that's not for you.
Mm-mm. Yeah, rappers can change lives, so don't doubt it.
It has. It has. Hello.
So don't even discredit it in that way. Like, just roll with it. I mean, because in that you switch it and say, okay, the person that was before you. I mean, okay, you know, what are they? What did they do as just whatever position they held? So everyone is given a fair chance to make a change, you know, good, bad, or indifferent. It's opportunity to change. So, you know, give me a chance. I mean, basically, that's what it is. That's how it is. So, yeah, good for you. You have so much support behind you. You're motivated. You are intentional about your movement and process, and that's all amazing. And then obviously, you have all of the blessings around you, so that gives you an opportunity to keep the energy flowing, right? To make it happen. So I am just saying congratulations to you. Excited about the projects you have.
So much.
Excited about the legacy that you're building. That's what we're here to do, is to celebrate all of that. Although we missed your birthday, it'll just continue, right?
We'll have more. God willing, we'll definitely have more.
Absolutely. And look, we'll be celebrating your inauguration towards, I guess, the end of May, or when is that planned? We'll go ahead and start planning it now. When is that?
The inauguration, hey, we got to get past May 10th first. Once we get past May 10th, you know, then the May 11th, we're going to have a great time. I believe July 1st is the actual inauguration.
Okay.
But we need all the boots on the ground to come support doing you know, that election week. And then, you know, we're going to definitely have a great party afterwards once we get in there, because we're going to claim it now and say that we will be West Ward Councilman of Newark, New Jersey, May 10th, 2022.
Absolutely. You have put it in the atmosphere, and we are so excited for you. Share your social media, your website, all of the information that they can find you. If you have any merch that you are putting out as well with your project, we want to know all that great stuff.
You can text to donate by calling 973-846-2211. That's 973-846-2211. And when you text, just text West to that number and then follow the directions. Text, not call. Because some people say, oh, the phone number doesn't work. And I said, did you text or did you call? Oh, call.
Did you follow
text to donate? And then follow the instructions from there. And you can also check me out on DupreKelly.com, and that's www.DUPRE Kelly, Kelly. So DupreKelly.com, and social media is DoItAll. Excuse me, my political social media. I'm getting all of this right. My team makes sure I get all this right now. is DoItAll for Newark, at DoItAll for Newark. That's my IG. That's my Facebook. And yeah, just come check me out.
Yes, super, super amazing. I'm so excited that you had the opportunity to sit with us and just share some of the information. I know your team is moving you around quite um, a bit, but you had a break in order to talk to us and give us that great information. And we just want to cheer you on and tell you thank you again. And we look for much success in the future. Please come back and see us so that we can celebrate with you on this platform, as well as if we are able to do it live. Look, if we can get away with the mask and such, maybe I'll make a trip.
You
we'll see.
We all masked up over here too.
I know. Maybe I'll make a trip. We'll see. I've been like a little bit scared, but we'll see how it works
I just want to say too, before we go though, I just want to say thank you to my team, everybody that supports me, man. You know, they're going out here in the cold. They're knocking on doors. You know, it's COVID season, so they're knocking on doors.
Yes.
And for the people that come to the doors, even though you have a mask, that doesn't mean that you won't possibly get the virus. And I understand that. I understand that you know, they're really supporting me in every way. It's not like it used to be. It's almost taking a chance. And I really appreciate my entire team, from everybody that works out of my headquarters to Team Baraka, Team DoItAll, and Team Kelly, everybody in the neighborhoods, everybody that's signing petitions, everybody that's giving $1 to fundraising. And I really appreciate it, because I count that as votes even before we get into the, you know, they go into that election booth, that voting booth.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had a moment with Dupre Kelly, better known to us as DoItAll, from our group Lords of the Underground, and now has a new project out, Brenda's Son. So we look forward to that, as well as we are campaigning. So we've taken the flow from hip hop to politics, and I love it. Congratulations to you.
And one thing, I love how you said hip hop to politics, because we will be the first elected official in the United States of America to ever win an elected seat voted in by the people. First platinum selling hip hop artist ever. You know, Scarface couldn't do it. Luke couldn't do it. You know, just so many others couldn't do it. Shine did it for the world title.
Yes.
So
yes.
shout out to Shine Barrow, who is the leader of the majority. I believe it's the majority party in Belize City, Belize. And we brought him here to Newark and made Belize City and Newark, New Jersey a sister city. So him, I, the chief of staff, Mary Baraka, and the mayor, we sat there and made that happen, man. And that was hip hop that came together with politics. So you were right. I just wanted to add on to that, hip hop to politics. And that's not a bad connotation either. It's a good thing. It's a great thing. And I salute you guys for taking the time out. Thank you.
Absolutely. And we salute you as well. Thank you so, so much for joining us. And we look forward to the success of your council member in May, June. I guess we'll give you till the end of May to get it all set up. And then we'll look to have you come back and tell us all about your first 100 days in office or so.
I love it. Or maybe you can just bring the camera to the office. And let's walk around our ward and see some things we got to do.
Okay, then that's making me grow up a little fast. So I will. Absolutely. You have put it in the atmosphere. And listen, I got to receive your words, right? I have to take those spells. So we will make that happen. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank Dupre Kelly, aka DoItAll, for joining us. Hang with us just 1 second. I'll take us out of here. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Peace.